Arsenal, Manchester City are your leaders over in the Premier League as we enter match number 3. Liverpool hitting the shits against Crystal Palace, of course, last time around. Well, what on earth can we say about Manchester United? Of course, we'll take a look at that and more next. Right, folks, Bob's giving a prediction video today with a match number 3 in this year's Premier League, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things Premier League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof, of course, Manchester United are bottom of the Premier League, and they've taken a bit of a battering over the course of this past weekend, losing to Brentford quite heavily. And of course, what's coming up right around the corner? It is only Liverpool. Of course, we'll talk about that and more in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs, of course, to the patrons. Thank you very much for your loving. But anyway, let's get into the deep end and examine how we all got on last time around. All right, then, folks, let's take a look at my predictions and, of course, the real deal results. My deal, of course, my picks are on the left-hand side. The real deal is on the right. Of course, kicking it all off with Aston Villa 2-1 win over Everton. I went with a 2-0 win myself, of course. 0-0 it was between Brighton and Newcastle. I went with a 1-0 win, so it was close to the money, but not close enough. Arsenal smashed past Leicester City 4-2 in the end. 3-0 win was my pick. Southampton 2, Leeds 2 in the end. Good fight back for them. I went with a 1-0 win for Southampton, so I got that all wrong. Manchester City with a 4-0 demolition of Bournemouth. I went with a 3-0 win. Wolves 0, Fulham 0 on that one. I went with a draw. Well done me. I called it. That's called it. Meanwhile, Brentford 4-0 demolition job of Manchester United. I went with the 2-2. Got the right amount of goals. I did go for the right amount of goals, but unfortunately, no bueno. Forest 1-0 over West Ham. I went with the 2-1 win the other way. Chelsea 2-2 draw. Spurs called it, lads. Absolutely called it. And Liverpool 1. Crystal Palace 1. 2-0 in the end. Let me just double check that. And that is correct. I actually thought the game was at Selhurst Park, though. I'm just a little bit dumbfounded. No, it wasn't at Anfield. Surprise! That's a shocker. That's an absolute shocker. Meanwhile, of course, take a look at the table. It looks like this. Manchester City and Arsenal lead the charge. Brentford doing well, and so are Tottenham. Meanwhile, down here, should we have a zoom up on that one? Can we zoom up on that one? Yes, it is. It is correct. You are reading that right. It is Manchester at bottom of the Premier League. Of course, will they still be there after match number 3? It is highly likely they're going to be there after match number 3. But of course, what about you guys there? Let's take a little look at the Super Brew. Of course, let's hop on over to the Premier League. See how I got on compared to if it lets me go. Let's go round robin. And of course, you can take a look at this. If you are involved, you can take a look at it yourself. Free to enter, of course. How did I do? It's actually a whole bunch of you guys in there. So bottom of the pops there. These guys, Bournemouth. Absolute shit show there. Where am I? I'm expecting myself to be towards the bottom. But I'm scrolling. Look at me. I'm up here with 9.5 points. Well done me. Alongside 37, James or RFC, whatever. Big Bad Bocon up there as well. A couple of leaders, Joachim 43 and Enzo, pick up 14 points there. England is champions on something. But of course, what about the overall leaderboard? There I am in 24th spot, up 9 spots. Gunnosaurus is up there, 26 points. Can we actually see the leaderboard? Are we actually going to let me have a look at the leaderboard? Gunner 0676, whatever, is kicking ass and taking in 26 points on the board. We have this guy, Yellow Kappa, must have been the leader last week. Jokum's up there, of course, in second spot, 15 points places. He's jumped up. The Kingslayer's up there, and then the chasing pack Hansworst, of course. And I'm down here, sitting pretty in 24th. I'm like a rattlesnake about to jump on my prey here and take over the reins next time. 78 of you, so I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you get involved. It is free to enter, of course, using this code right here, Cutley4EPL Prem. Get involved with it. Get your picks in there, of course, and I look forward to seeing who kicks ass in the next weekend's action. Speaking of the next weekend's action, these are the games. Of course, we're going to jump in the deep end and have a look at them, of course, coming at you then, shall we? Of course, all kicking off on Saturday, August the 20th with Spurs, with Wolves in the Nuno Espirito Santo derby, of course. Played 17 times since the year 2003. 9 wins for Spurs, 5 wins for Wolves, 3 draws, of course. Spurs, though, just 1 defeat past 6. 60% form for them up against the Wolves side. Just 1 win and 6 for them, 42% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Wolves over Spurs, 2-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 5-2 win. Wolves have scored 25 goals compared to Spurs' 33 over the course of the 17 matches. Works out around 1.47 goals a match compared to 1.94 goals a game for Tottenham heading into this. Meanwhile, last round, of course, at the Fancy Pants Stadium, it was a 2-0 win for Wolves back in February 2022. 2. In fact, the away side, the home side has only won once in the last 6, and that's when Spurs beat Wolves in the Fancy Pants Stadium back in May 2021. Spurs opened up, of course, back-to-back games without a loss, with a 4-1 win over Southampton, a 2-2 draw, a spicy 2-2 draw against Chelsea. Wolves have yet to really get going. Back-to-back games now without a win. 11-4 on is your Spurs, 4-1 is your 50-2 is your Wolves here. 2-0 for me. And no problems to ask here. With or without Conte on the touchline, we'll see if he's there or not. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace up against Aston Villa. Coming out to Selhurst Park this coming weekend. Played each other 21 times in 1984. 6 wins for Palace, 8 wins for Villa, and 7 draws, of course. Palace, though, just one defeat at the past 5 games. Then 50% form with the last 6. That's 1-2 lost, 2 drawn 2. Of course, up against the Aston Villa side, who've just lost once the last 6. 75% form for them moving forward as well. The biggest win for Villa over Palace, a 3-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 2-0 win. Palace have scored 19 goals compared to Villa's 27 over the course of the 21 matches. Works out at 0.9 goals a game compared to the 1.29 goals scored by Aston Villa. Last round, though, over at Selhurst Park, it was a 2-1 win for Aston Villa back in November 2021. And of course, coming at you, the odds here: 6-4 is your Palace, 50-8 is your Villa, 23-10 is your draw. I'm back in, of course, a 1-0 win for Crystal Palace. They are a difficult side to beat, taking points away from the big guns every now and then. Everton up against Nottingham Forest, of course, at Goodison Park. What's going to happen with Everton this campaign, we don't know. These two sides up each other 9 times in 1994, 4 wins apiece and 1 draw. Everton, no back-to-back defeats for them, 33% form. Up against the Forest side, who, of course, come into this on 50% form, when 2 lost, 2 drawn 2 over the last 6. Of course, biggest win for Forest over Everton, 1-0 win. The biggest win of the way, a 3-0 win. Forest has scored 9 goals compared to Everton's 13 over the course of the 9 matches. Works on a goal a game for Forest, a 1.44 goals a match for Everton. Last time played over at Goodison Park, it was a 1-0 win for Forest back in January 1999. Forest opened up, of course, with their first win against West Ham last round. Of course, Everton back-to-back defeats for them, and are yet to register a point. Coming at you though, 11-10 on is your Everton, 13-5 is your draw, 3-1 is your Forest here. I'm going with a draw right down the middle, and again leaving Everton wobbly, concerned for the future perhaps. Meanwhile, Fulham up against Brentford, coming at you at Craven Cottage. Now these two sides have played 13 times since 2014, 3 for Fulham, 7 for Brentford, 3 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat though in the past 6 for Fulham right now, 58% form. Up against Brentford side, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Brentford over Fulham, 3-0 win. Biggest win the other way, a 2-0 win. Fulham has just scored 12 goals compared to Brentford's 23 over the course of the 13 matches. Works out about 0.92 goals a game compared to 1.77 goals a match for Brentford. Last time around, though, of course, over at Craven Cottage was a 2-0 win for Brentford back in June 2020 and the Championship as well. Fulham opened up with back-to-back draws, drawing with Liverpool, and of course, what are we looking at here? Drawing with Fulham. With Wolves. Meanwhile, of course, Brentford have opened up back-to-back games without a loss as well. A 2-2 draw against Leicester, 4-0 win over Brentford, over Manchester United last time around. The odds to vote for this one, we have 11-8 is your Fulham, 23-10 is your 2-1 is your away win here. I'm backing another 1-1 draw right down the middle, of course, to see who will come out on top later on. Meanwhile, Leicester City against Southampton, coming out at the King Power. Play each other 44 times in 1994, 14 wins for Southampton, 18 wins for Leicester, and we've got 12 draws, of course. Leicester, though, just 1 defeat the past 6, 75% form. Up against the Southampton side, just 1 win in 6 for them, 50% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Southampton over Leicester, 4-0 win. The biggest win of the way, a 9-0 win. Southampton scores 62 goals compared to Leicester's 73 over the course of the 44 matches. Works out around about 1.41 goals a game for Southampton, 1.66 goals a game for Leicester. Of course, last time played over at the King Power was a 4-1 win for Leicester back in May 2022. Meanwhile, Leicester coming into this on the back of that 4-2 loss against Arsenal, and of course Southampton with a 2-2 draw against Leeds last time around. The odds for this one then, we have Leicester 5-4 on for the victory, 3-1 is your draw, 3-1 is your away win. That's Southampton here. Going to go with a Leicester City 2-1 win for them to take it to the mixer. Into the final game of Saturday's action, it is Bournemouth, it is Arsenal, it's over at the Vitality. Played 11 times 2015, 1 for Bournemouth, 8 wins at Arsenal, 2 draws, of course. Bournemouth though 1-3, lost 3 over the last 6, 50% form up against the Arsenal side, who've won 6 on their bounce, of course. The biggest win for Arsenal over Bournemouth, a 5-1 win. The biggest win of the way, a 2-1 win. Bournemouth have scored just 10 goals compared to Arsenal's 25 over the course of 11 matches. Works out about 0.91 goals a game for Bournemouth compared to the 2.27 goals a game for Arsenal. Last round though, over in Bournemouth, it was in the Premier League, was a 1-1 draw back in December 2019. Arsenal unbeaten against Bournemouth over the last 5, pick up 3 wins and actually 4 wins and a draw. Of course, Arsenal back-to-back wins for them, scoring 6 goals in the first couple of games. Bournemouth 1-1 lost 1 so so far, and of course took on the champions last time around, and they got a bit of a drubbing in the end. 7-1 is your Bournemouth, 5-2 on is your Arsenal, 7-2 is your draw here. 2 away for me for Arsenal on this one to take it to the house. Leeds up against Chelsea into Sunday's game, August the 21st. That's right, at Ellen Road. Played 27 times since 1983. 8 wins for Leeds, 11 wins for Chelsea, 8 draws of course. Just 1 defeat past 6 though for Leeds right now, 67% form up against the Chelsea side. Unbeaten the last 3 games, 58% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Leeds over Chelsea, 3-0 win. The biggest win of the way, a 5-1 win. Chelsea have scored 34 goals compared to Leeds' 31 over the course of 27 matches. Works on about 1.15 goals a game for Leeds, 1.26 goals a game for Chelsea. Last round that over at Ellen Road was a 3-0 win for Chelsea back in May 2022. Chelsea unbeaten against Leeds over the last 6 occasions, big 5 wins and just a 1-0 draw. Chelsea, of course, unbeaten so far, 1-1 drew 1. Leeds, of course, unbeaten so far, 1-1 drew 1 as well. Of course, look at the odds for this one then. We have Leeds 90-4 for the victory, 20-11 on is your Chelsea, 60-5 is your draw. 3-1 win for me for Chelsea on this one. Again, with Thomas Tuchel on the dugout or not. Into the final stretch as we go. West Ham United against Brighton, of course, over at the London Stadium. Played each other 15 times since 2004. 3 wins for West Ham, 5 wins for Brighton, 7 draws, of course. West Ham, though, without a win in the last 6 games, 25% form. Up against the Brighton side, of course, just 1 defeat to past 6, 75% form for them moving forward. Brighton, though, biggest win over West Ham, a 3-0 win. The biggest win in the way is 6-0 win. Brighton scored just 23 goals compared to West Ham's 24. Works out around 1.53 goals a game for Brighton and 1.6 goals a game for West Ham. Last time played each other, of course, over at the London Stadium was a 1-1 draw back in December 2021. Of course, Brighton unbeaten against West Ham over the last 6, picking up 1 win and 5 draws. It's been a regular draw fest. And of course, Brighton so far unbeaten, of course, picking up a win over United. And draw against Newcastle, and West Ham have yet to score a goal. Well, they've been buying Diaz. They need a goal scorer. Get involved. 6-5 is your West Ham. 11-5 is your Brighton. 5-2 is your draw. Going to go with a 2-1 with Van Hammers on this one, but it might not be that way. It could go either way, really could. Anyway, St James's Park is next. Of course, Newcastle up against Manchester City on the 21st of August. Played the 47 times in 1984, 9 wins for the Geordies, 30 wins for the Champs, and 8 draws, of course. Newcastle unbeaten the last 4, 58% form up against the City side. Just 5 wins in the last 6 games, 83% form for them moving forward. Of course, Newcastle's biggest win over City was a 3-0 win. The biggest win that way, a 5-0 win. Newcastle scored 42 goals compared to Manchester City's 96 over the course of those 47 matches. Works on about 0.89 goals a game for Newcastle, 2.04 goals a game for City. Last time round over at the St James's Park was the 4-0 win for City, and they have actually won 6 on the bounce against Newcastle. I think they've actually scored 13 goals over the last 3 games against them. The Geordies, of course, unbeaten so far, yet to concede a goal. That's right, with Nick Pope between the sticks. Of course, 2-0 win over Forest. Of course, an 0 draw against Brighton. And Man City also yet to concede a goal, beating West Ham and Bournemouth in succession. 6 goals without conceding any. Of course, 7-1 is your Newcastle. 11-4 on is your, of course, your City. And 4-1 is your draw. 2-1 win for me for the Champs on this one. But Newcastle United running them close. Into the final game. It is a zinger. It is a belter. It is on Monday night. That's right, 22nd of August. Old Trafford is the venue. It's United, it's Liverpool. Of course, 69 times they played each other, 4, 32 wins for United, 23 wins for Liverpool, 14 draws, of course, just 1 win and 6 though for Manchester United right now, 33% form up against the Liverpool side on 50% form, 1-2 lost, 2 drawn 2 over the last 6. The biggest win for Man United over Liverpool, 4-0 win, the biggest win of the way, a 5-0 win. Liverpool scored 88 goals compared to United's 90 over the course of those 69 games. Works out around 1.28 goals a game for Liverpool, 1.330 goals a game for United. Last time they played each other, of course, in competitive action over at Old Trafford was a 5-0 win for Liverpool. In fact, over the last 3 matches, Liverpool scored 9, 10, 13 goals over the last 3 matches. Of course, winning 3 on the bounce. And of course, Man United's last victory over Liverpool at Old Trafford was a 3-2 win in January 2021 in the FA Cup. The last time they beat them at Old Trafford in the league was back in 2018. 2-1 win it was for United way back when. Of course, Man United at 4-1 for the victory, 7-4 on is your Liverpool, and 7-2 is your draw. This could be an absolute stinker of a game for the neutrals here, and of course Liverpool will be wetting the lips, and they need to get their season up and running as well, of course, because they currently find themselves where the heck are they? In there they are in 12th. But anyway, I am actually going big on this one. 4-0 win. Going to go 4-0 win. Liverpool will want to do some damage here. Man United are vulnerable, and of course they're to take a pounding. They are to take a pounding, and if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. City, of course, still 100%. So are Arsenal. Spurs up the mix, and Chelsea as well. Could that be the new Power 4 this season? Of course, we'll have to see later on. Liverpool, though, breathing down the necks into 6th spot with Brentford sandwiched in between them. But, of course, the focal point really would still be this guy down here. It is Manchester United, bottom of the pops, bottom of the pops, bottom of the pops, bottom of the pops. But, of course, will they still be there moving into matchday number 4? But anyway, that is it. Of course, be sure to give it some love in, of course. But also make sure you get your predictions in using the Super Brew /EPL Prem. It is free to enter. Get your name in lights, of course. But make sure you give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check the links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. I'll see you soon for match number 4, whenever that is. But until then, guys, I'm done.